Hello, I'm Mark Canning, a Chief Observer with HBAM. Today we're going to talk about slow riding, which is a core skill for the advanced rider. If you passed your test after 1990, you probably did slow rider training. If you passed your test before 1990, then it's very unlikely that you had any training at all. So over the next few videos, we're going to look to see how you can improve your slow riding techniques. In this video, we're going to talk about how you use the controls to slow ride. So the first one is the throttle. What you're looking to do with the throttle is to set it at the speed you need for the turn. If you're doing a figure of 8 or a U-turn, or in traffic when you're filtering the speed that you want to filter. What you don't want to do is harsh movements, to use it like an on-off tap. With the clutch, what you're looking there, you're holding the clutch in the biting point, and you may move it out using micro movements to just improve the drive. This is especially important if you're going up a slope incline, so you've got drive around the turn. And then you come to the rear brake. We trail the rear brake, so that's just pressing on the rear brake so the pads are touching and are dragging. You're not trying to stop the bike, you're trying to control the speed. So if we just go into summary, we're looking to set the throttle, have the clutch in the biting point so we have the appropriate amount of drive, and trailing the rear brake the right amount to control the speed. In this video, we're going to talk about the performance of the front and rear brake when you're sat in traffic and if you was unfortunate enough to be hit from behind. So I'm just going to apply the front brake now, and you can see that the forks dive and the rear suspension lifts up. Now if I release the front brake and apply the rear brake, you can see that the suspension sits down, and if you were hit from behind, you'd be pushed forwards. If you had the front brake on, the suspension is likely to lift up, the steering twist, and you end up on the floor. What I tend to do in traffic, as a good rider, I tend to look behind, wait till the car's stopped, holding it on the rear brake. Once they've stopped, then I put it into neutral. In this next video, we're going to look at the main common faults in slow riding. The key one being applying the front brake when you're turning at slow speeds. Is what happens if you apply the brakes when you're riding slowly on a turn. And you can see there that the front forks dived and both discs grabbed. So if you're riding slowly, and I call that 4 miles an hour or so, on a U-turn or a figure of 8, the likelihood of you coming off the bike is pretty high.